on its front page every day for the next year.
I certainly hope so.
I know you guys love this photo, but here's the thing. This is... Well, you'll love this, Annabelle. This is your paper. In fact, is the Telegraph going to print the picture of Rayner smoking in a canoe on its front page every day for the next year?
I certainly hope so.
I know you guys love this photo, but here's the thing. This is potentially a bit dangerous for Angela Rayner. She's got herself a seaside home. She's now nominated it as her prime residence. She says, that's my main home. And therefore she pays a lower rate of stamp duty when she purchases it. And she saved £40,000. And then the Telegraph says, as always, paragraph 4, there's no suggestion anyone's done anything illegal. But it's not about whether it's legal or not. It's about whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty uncomfortable story, this, actually. I think that the relentless attacks on Angela Rayner over many years have been entirely disproportionate. You would expect me to say that, particularly as a sort of northern working class person. I think there's a lot of classism, perhaps a hint of misogyny in the way that she's been dealt with. This story, I mean, I think if I was to be kind, I would say that the arrangements of members of parliament are complicated, particularly when they're ministers, because you do end up sort of living in various different bits of the country. You spread yourself across.
Well, if you're front bench, if you're cabinet, she's got this flat, swanky flat, central London. Look, that's part of the job. No one's going to say she should be paying rent on that.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing about the house in Ashton-under-Lyne, as far as I understand it, she is. I think she's divorcing her partner, who she owned the house with, and so I think there's a bit of complexity about their arrangement and how that affects the house. And then she has this second flat in Hove, which is where her partner Sam lives, and so
her new partner,
her new partner, Sam. What's he called? Tarry.
Yeah.
Who's a Labour MP as well.
Is he still a Labour?
Former Labour
MP.
Yes.
He got booted out for being too left-wing by Starmer.
Yeah,
now, you imagine those conversations.
That was a bit uncomfortable for Angela Rayner, I think. But and look, that was a bit difficult because it is a difficult arrangement when you're a member of Parliament. Having said that, she is also in charge of housing in the United Kingdom, and when you are in that, with that kind of responsibility, with that kind of power comes a great responsibility to not find yourself tangled up in a situation that can get you a headline like this.
Well, it sounds like you've really hit on a big story if Daryl's worried for her.
And I think rightfully so. Will she be able to ride this out? Now, some of the backdrop to this is the fact that last year there were question marks over the capital gains tax that she potentially should have paid on a property a decade ago. Now, all of that she's very much put behind her. But nevertheless, as the housing secretary,
frankly, she did. I mean, that was just to do, wasn't it, with if you sell your prime residence, you don't pay tax on the profit. And she kind of seemed to go backwards and forwards.
Although this is now something that perhaps Rachel Reeves is considering addressing in the October budget. You have this Admiralty House Grace and Favour flat where she isn't paying council tax, the taxpayer is. However, the Tories are now asking whether this is a breach of electoral law. So it's an extremely knotty issue relating to a number of properties, which, Angela Rayner, as the Housing Secretary, is awkward for her. But it isn't just that, Jeremy. It's actually the fact that, Labour generally believe that taxes are moral and that the confiscation of our property by the government is moral and it's the right thing to do and they can redistribute it more fairly. Now, how can she reconcile that with the fact that she is dodging perhaps £40,000 in stamp duty? And you've got the fact that they've increased the premium on council tax on second homes.
Yes, that's right. That's the key thing. And I reckon if her Ashton-under-Lyne house becomes her second home, she won't pay double council tax on that, because I suspect that council hasn't done that with their council. I don't know, because the councils that have done it, the double council, it's mainly about seaside. It's Devon and Cornwall and all that. Anyway, look, we'll just wait and watch and see what happens. There we go. She's never out of the news, Miss Rayner.